Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Heroes and Thieves. This here is the podcast where we take three random words, build fantasy and sci-fi and alternate reality fictional worlds out of them. My name is Greg.
My name is Michael.
And let's see here. This is it.
This is it. That was great.
This
You
is
did a good job.
This is the intro. It's done. Cut. Moving on.
Move on.
Next segment.
Next one.
Okay. I don't have anything, any conversation starters for us today. That's all I had. No.
I had one, but I forgot it. It might pop up. I might stop us later and talk about it, but I forgot it for this second.
You know what? That's completely fine. I will say today's the first time in about a month and a half or so that we're doing this just the two of us again.
Flying solo.
We had guests with us, but I think what we're going to do is probably once a month bring a guest in.
Yeah.
A guest author. No particular reason. It's just what we decided.
Yeah, we like guest authors. We're enjoying having them a lot. They bring a lot of insight and, technical knowledge and, all that good stuff that you like to have in a world building podcast.
Right.
That we don't bring. But, there's not really a downside. It's just more of a scheduling thing. We can't always do it the same day, so we have to schedule these people out. So I think that's kind of the big takeaway.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got nothing else to say.
Excellent. Yeah. Then let's just go into it. We can stop at any time.
Yeah.
And talk about whatever we want because this is our podcast.
Good idea. This is our podcast. Now I'm going to begin by giving you a word.
Okay. Hit me with it.
The first word for this world we're going to build is flame.
Okay. Skip. Next.
we don't get skip cards.
Oh shoot. Flame. Why not fire? Why not?
Because fire is a word that we've used before. We've used fire and we used campfire. But we have not used flame.
Are you still keeping track of all that on an Excel sheet?
Sure am. Yep. I do have a sheet of all the words we've used so far.
Have we ever duplicated a word?
Yes. There are some words we've used more than once, and we've used variations of words like flame and fire. There are a few episodes I didn't write down the words because they were your words, and I just didn't put them down for some reason. Because I don't like your words.
Yep.
I don't know for sure, right off the top of my head, I don't have a list of duplicates, but there are some.
Okay. That's fine. It's not a big deal.
Maybe it is because there's a lot of words in our language of ours.
There are a lot of words, but there's also a lot of words that aren't good for what we are doing.
Right.
Like
the.
Yeah.
Not a good word.
Or I was thinking something like the word literally.
Literally, the word literally.
Literally, the word literally. If we use that,
right. That's.
I'm sure we could still do something with it, but it's not a great.
It's harder to do something with something like that.
World building. Yeah.
Less fun. Anyway, the word is flame. We want fun flame.
Fun flames. Flame. Well, something I really admire, people I really admire, are firefighters. Or in our case today, flame fighters.
Flame fighters. The flame fighting.
Flame fighting. I do. I admire firefighters.
You know what's weird?
Yeah.
You fight fire, but you throw flame with a flamethrower. It's not called a fire thrower.
True.
Just a
and
thought.
on that same note, what was I thinking? It's I have one right there. What's it called? The red thing that you keep in your house in case there is a fire.
A fire extinguisher?
Extinguisher, yes.
It's not a flame extinguisher.
Also not a flame extinguisher.
It's fire putter outer.
But what's the word? Flammable.
Flammable.
Right? Because there's flammable and is it inflammable?
Correct.
But don't those mean the same thing?
They do. They both mean the same thing.
Okay.
That one catches a lot of people off.
Yeah. I don't like that.
Is it
Don't like that at
flammable
all.
or inflammable? It's both.
It's both.
Correct.
Pick whatever one you want. They're both
Yes.
right. I don't like that. We should do a change.org petition.
Yeah. Let's wonder how far that would go.
Let's get this up to Mr. Biden. All right. We need to discuss some
Mr.
things.
Biden. We need the words. This is more important than anything on your plate right now. This
Ignore
is
all that stuff.
important.
We need you and Jill to sit down with us. Dr. Jill.
Is that her name?
Her name is Jill.
First lady's name is Jill?
Jill Biden. Jill and Joe.
Jill and Joe?
She's a doctor. I don't know if it's a PhD doctor or like a medical doctor. I'm not sure.
Good time people.
Jill and Joe, just out to get some ice cream, you know? That's all the pictures of him. Eating ice cream with his sleeves rolled up and some aviators on.
Is that what he does all day? Eats ice cream?
That's what he does to show the perception that he's a man of the people.
Oh.
Which has been a thing since
Look at
I
me.
think Obama. I think Obama kind of started that. It all starts with the sleeves,
Oh, right. Like more casual, doing a casual thing.
yeah, looking like I'm a real man of the people.
An innocent
like,
thing, like eating an ice cream cone.
Yeah, I relate to the hardworking Americans. So he wears his white, button-up shirt, long sleeve shirt, but he unbuttons the cuffs and rolls up the sleeves.
Okay.
That's the classic, like, look at me.
I think I like that more than I don't like it. Actually,
It's a good. I'm not saying it's good or bad.
I think I like it.
Saying I think he really brought it out, Obama, and then because Joe was the VP at the time, Joe said,
Joe Obama. Yeah.
Copy paste. I'm taking that.
Copy paste. This is mine. I'm a man of the people. People love me.
Yeah. And that's the debatable part, right? I don't know if many people do, but that's
the love of Joe. I don't know.
That's what it's like being an American president.
I don't keep up.
That's what it's like being an American president. Some people are going to love you. Some people are going to despise you.
From what I found, it's usually 50-50, right? It's the idea.
That's usually how it works, which is good. That's how America runs.
Healthy.
Anyways, Flame. Let's talk about people that everybody should like, firefighters.
Okay.
Which is all I can think about with Flame.
That's all?
Yeah. I just want to talk about this for a minute.
I thought about flamethrowers. This is the first thing I thought.
Let me cook for a minute. Let me cook. Firefighters. Well, okay. If you talk about flamethrowers and I talk about firefighters, that's leading us straight into Fahrenheit 451.
Is it though?
Yes.
I mean, do they have flamethrowers?
They were firefighters who threw flame. That's what they did. That was the whole thing of the book. That was the whole shtick.
Right. It was reverse firefighting.
Yes, and they had flamethrowers, and they would
Reverse
burn houses down.
firefighting.
Reverse firefighting.
Yes.
I think that's called an arsonist.
Yes, I am a reverse firefighter.
That's like, that's like when, recently people are saying, I'm not a pedophile. I'm a minor attracted person.
Right. Yeah. It's like, it's questionable. I don't know.
I'm not a fire starter. I'm reverse firefighting.
I'm reverse firefighting.
I'm providing them training opportunities.
I am the firefight training person here.
Yeah, that's me. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
What's that? I've got Molotov cocktails everywhere. That's fine. That's part of my job.
My job
As a reverse
description says
firefighter.
Start fires. It's
Yeah,
on the papers.
Clearly my job. Okay. Flame. What did you say you thought about when you said flame?
Flamethrowers.
You thought about flamethrowers.
Yes, because recently you and I both have been playing a game called Hell Let Loose.
Great
Fantastic
game. 10 out of
video
10.
game. It's a World War II game. And you can have a flamethrower. It's really annoying.
And that thing is stupid overpowered. It one
Very
shot
strong.
anybody.
Yeah, just so you get tickled by it and you're dead.
Yeah, even touched and you're just instantly dead.
Yeah, which is that real?
That should not be how that works. No,
Is that?
no, it's not real.
What is a flamethrower actually throwing? Just flame, or is it shooting like napalm out of it?
I'm pretty sure it's a giant torch. It's throwing.
Even World War II flamethrowers, they're probably less safe. I mean, the intention
That's a
is
good
not to be
point.
safe. I guess the intent on weapons is to be harmful.
less like safely made.
Right,
So
yeah.
like they could have easily just pack that thing full of anything and be like, we need more power into this.
Yeah,
Put
it's
some
just a
napalm.
hose with napalm with a little igniter on the front that just shoots it out.
Possible.
Which I don't
That's
know
possible.
the technicalities of that, if that would even work. I don't know. I don't even know what napalm is or looks like, or what is it, solid? Is it a liquid? I don't know.
I always thought of it as like a dust,
A dust? I see. I didn't think of it as dust.
like a powder.
Sprinkle it on and set it on fire.
Yeah.
I thought
Well,
of
it
it
just goes
as
to
a
show that
liquid.
neither of us know.
We don't know. I have no
I have
idea.
no idea.
Anyway, that's why I thought of flamethrower, because they're really annoying and very oppressive.
I also wonder if flamethrowers after the Second World War, like the Geneva Convention, got together and was like, you know what, guys,
That's
that's not
also
cool. But we used them in Vietnam, didn't we?
that's also a thing, like the Geneva Convention. It's like there's lines in war where it's like that's too much, but it's like you're killing people. What, like, what is it?
What is more much than that?
Yeah, like you already killed some. Like your guns is enough, right? Like it should be
Great
across.
equalizer.
Like the Geneva Convention should be, don't kill anyone. That's right.
I mean,
I know it's
yeah,
not the
but-
world we live in, but it's just interesting to me that there has to be a document that says, okay, guys, that's too rough. You gotta tone it down.
Yeah, that's an interesting. Yeah, that's a really interesting conversation, though. Like, what are their? I'd be interested to read their rules, like, and how they came up with this is where the line is.
Yeah, and like
you said,
who, like when you're in war, like no one's gonna follow that line, and who's gonna come stop you? Like, if you're fighting the most powerful country in the world? Let's say somebody attacks the U.S., right? Like if you do something wrong, like who's gonna stop you? Like the United Nations?
If the U.S. does something that breaks the Geneva Convention, who's
Exactly.
gonna stop us?
Yeah, like our
Yeah,
allies would be like, that you shouldn't do that, that's not cool, and the enemies would be like, okay, we're gonna join in too, and then our allies would be like, we're gonna join in too. Is that the reason?
Yeah, because I feel like if we did something that really broke the code and it was egregious and everybody knew it, because let's be honest, we do, in the secret dark side of war.
Right, yeah,
we
everybody does. It
Everybody
happens all the
does.
time, every day.
But if it was out in the open, like Russia's doing now, if we were out in the open about it, breaking the code, our allies, I don't think they would turn against us, because that would cause so much upheaval in the whole world system, right? If suddenly
Yeah.
Britain became our enemy because we did one thing that broke the code.
Yeah, right. It's like you're fighting the big bad in the world. Let's say this was the scenario,
Right.
and you do something that's too much. Are you now the big bad? When
Right.
does it change and people start going like, "Hey, you're fighting our enemy too, but you're doing wrong, so you're now our enemy." So they're not everyone's enemy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That sounds ridiculous.
It would just boil out of control. I think, honestly, the whole Geneva Convention, the codes, whatever that's called, I think it's a very obviously not unwritten, but it's like a spirit of the law type of thing, where it's very shaky, I think, where anybody
Yeah.
could at any point break it, but it's there to kind of set, hopefully, some sort of standard. But that standard,
When was it written? When was it made?
I don't know. I feel like after World War II, because after World War One,
1949. You're right. Yeah.
yeah, Germany did stand trial for a lot of things after World War One, but I think
Like
we
you
learned
can't
after,
mass murder people. That's probably in there.
right, and after World War II, but it was after World War II that we really set up a lot of these, like NATO, a lot of these alliances and organizations to kind of keep the world peace.
Like world come together stuff.
Yeah, because we didn't really have that technology yet after World War One to communicate quickly between nations.
Oh, wait. I was wrong.
That's my thought, at least.
It's a convention. Actually, it's like a convention where people get together, and it's been happening
In
since
Geneva.
1864.
Oh,
There was one in 1864. That was the first one, and then a second one in 1907, and then a third one in 1929,
after
and then a
World War One.
fourth one in, I don't know,
Probably after World War II. Oh, you said
1949.
49, yeah.
Yeah, those were when the books came out.
The big books.
Anyway, that's good. History
Yeah.
lessons. Sure, good.
You know
Geneva
what?
Conventions. Okay.
Really? You know what? Really, though, since we're talking about it, what really I think sets the stage or sets the lines of what we do and don't do. It's not the Geneva Convention. I don't think. I think what really does it is the threat of force, which is nuclear weapons.
Right.
I think that is what's really keeping the peace right now. Is
Yeah.
nuclear weapons, because like rules that people make up in Switzerland is all fine and great, but it's the threat of actual real consequences to a whole nation and to the world
Yeah.
that's what is, I think, the hard solid line, that if that gets crossed, then all of us are screwed.
And then that's when bad stuff starts happening. Yep.
Then we're going to be living in Mad Max times, Fallout times.
Oof.
And I don't think anybody wants that.
Don't want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Hopefully I get taken out by the bombs.
Right. I mean, that might be the best option.
Land one right on me.
If you're going to hit a capital city, make it close to me,
Yeah, like you're just dead on my house.
Just wipe me out, fam.
Okay. Well, great.
Mess me up. Okay.
Our world is seemingly, well, we haven't built anything yet, but we're talking about conflict. I think we should just go with it. We're in a very conflicted world here that we live in. And we should put that in the world we're building.
So I don't want to do another like alternate United States or alternate world, because that's the past two that we've done have been that. So
alternate histories.
Yeah, like alternate histories, which are super cool. And I think doing more of those in the future would be awesome. But I need to read a few more history books first.
Yeah.
But let's do
True.
Flame in a conflicted world and flame.
Flame.
Conflicted world with flame. What about something like, what if we can put something like Dante's Inferno into a fantasy world? Because
book?
Inferno is just like flame. Yeah. Like the setting of the book, which is hell.
Hell?
Spoiler alert.
7 levels of hell or whatever it is.
The 9 levels of hell, basically.
The circles or whatever it is.
Yeah, the 9 circles of hell, and Satan is frozen in a lake. Half of his body's immersed in a lake of just frozen ice, I guess, on the 9th circle of hell. What if that was brought up to the real world, and because there's flame everywhere, that's why, the Inferno.
Yeah.
It's hell. This is the very classic Catholic version of hell, just like, flame lava spitting up out of the lake of fire and brimstone. What if there's an area like that in a fantasy world, Or something like a city that was built like that.
Out of fire?
Maybe. Yeah.
Or are you talking about the cities built like Dante's Inferno, like the 9 circles of hell? Which is
kinda
kind of cool as well.
It's kind of cool. And I'm kind of thinking we steal a little bit from Ardia, our world we built last season.
Yeah, from the
Remember the Empire
Glaive?
City?
Yeah.
Yeah, from Steel Glaive. We had built those.
I did like that city a lot.
That was cool. Steal from that a little bit, where it is like the big walls, and then there's 9 circles, and there's a lot of fire everywhere, a lot of flame. And in the middle ring, there is like the God King or something like that, who is, let's just take straight from Dante's Inferno, who is like frozen in like a lake of fire. That would be cool. A frozen lake of fire. Just, it's fantasy. You could do whatever you want.
Yeah, frozen fire.
Yeah, frost fire. There's
Frost
all sorts of words you can make up for that.
Yeah,
like a God King who is frozen in that frost fire in the 9th circle, the innermost circle.
Yeah, I like that. I was just looking up the actual circles and what they were.
Yeah,
it would make for a very treacherous city, obviously, if you were to be living here. But I guess all the inhabitants are used to it, and this is what they do. That's why they're there. There's no innocent person in hell, right?
Right.
So, or maybe that would be a cool twist, right? Everyone's innocent, and they're just living through this.
Or we could build a city that is something of a normally functioning city with normal people, but it's very fire stricken,
Fire
and
all the time.
it's just fire all the time. But these people are normal people, or it's like a normal kingdom, normal city.
Yeah. Okay. I like both ideas. I like one being like actual literal hell world, and there's these circles that people are in, and the set. But that doesn't have a lot of storytelling other than someone coming in, like Dante in the book,
Yeah, just adventuring through.
traversing the circles. But we're not going to do that specifically.
Right.
Like, there's no interesting parts there other than just the description of it.
Yeah.
I think without a protagonist. So,
And also, I'm not a big fan of Doom, the video game. Not a big fan of just like
okay.
being in hell, being in everything is demons and metal music and electric, like that's not my vibe.
Okay.
Just a complete evil,
That's
Satan,
fair, yeah.
fire, flame. But I do like the idea of that type of setting physically, but being lifted and set into more normalcy. I don't want demons with horns.
Right.
I don't want Diablo.
You want just bad people.
They don't need to be bad.
Just people who could be bad or
People
not.
who could be bad, or they could be good.
Okay. So we have a city that's fiery. It's flamey. It's just a
Flamey.
regular city in the world that we have.
And it's got the 9 circles.
And it's built out of 9 circles and each have their own little theme to them.
Yeah.
So it's still a pretty suspect crime-ridden city.
Oh, okay. How about this though? So I don't know all the reasons of the 9 circles of hell that Dante goes through right now, but I know that there's, like these people were greedy, these people were gluttonous, whatever. But what if we took those, and we don't have to do this here, but what if you took those and for example, the greedy ones, if that was a circle, I think it was, I don't know. But if there was a greed circle where people went there because their love for money or something, what if we took that circle and it was kind of the market of the city?
Yeah, that'd be fun actually. Yeah.
And so if you did that idea for
traders
that's the trader ring or whatever you want to call it. The traders, I don't know, whatever is a good word for ring. That's not ring, but
circle.
The trader circle. Yeah.
I'm going to read the
stuff like that.
I'm going to read the names here just so you can get an idea.
Yeah.
I'm going to go through them. There's from 1st to 9th, you have Limbo, which is just, waiting room.
Yeah, that's the dock.
2nd circle is Lust. 3rd circle is
the
Gluttony.
Red Light District.
Yeah, the Red Light District. 3rd circle is Gluttony.
Restaurant District.
It's the food court.
Yeah.
4th quarter is Greed. So that's what you're just talking about. That's where you buy stuff. 5th circle is Wrath.
Gladiatorial or the military ring.
Okay.
Arena, we'll just say that's the entertainment ring.
Okay.
That's where the NBA games happen too, because there's a lot of angry.
Yeah, because we might have to
competition.
Use military or something else.
Yeah.
6th circle is Heresy.
That's where the temples and the
the church.
are.
Yeah, that's what that's where the churches are.
Yeah.
7th circle is Violence.
That would be the military.
This is the military ring.
Yeah.
8th circle is Fraud, where the banks are.
That's where the banks are. Yeah. Yeah.
And then the 9th circle is Treachery.
It has to be where the king's at.
That's where the king is. Yeah.
That would be, you could make an interesting plot point out of that. Yeah. Like what? Treachery or something. That's cool. I really like that.
Yeah. We have our city structure built up based on these rings.
That's super cool.
Which is, that is cool.
That's fun. I like that a lot.
Okay. Cool. Well, we have the base here. Let me get to the second word here so we can keep going with it. The second word is twist.
Twist.
Like do the twist.
Yeah. Twist, rattle, and roll. Is that
Twisting a thing. That's
I don't
shake,
know.
rattle, and roll.
Shake, rattle, roll.
They don't twist first.
Twist. It's like Twister, the movie and the game.
Twister. Yeah.
Twister, the hot spot, right?
I
The
don't
hot
know.
spot?
The hotspot?
That's the jingle. I don't know if those are the right words.
It's been too long.
It's been a while. It's been like since the 90s.
So we could put a twist in. That'd be pretty obvious. Or have something that is twist ed. Or
Well,
it's all kind of twisted.
this is a very twisted world we've built. Twist. That's tough. That's really tough because twist is like a very specific, action, I guess.
I thought of it because of Oliver Twist.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I don't know why. I was thinking about that.
Yeah. I didn't think about that at all.
So there you go.
I have no knowledge of Oliver Twist, so that's as far as I can go with that.
You have zero knowledge of Oliver Twist?
I mean, I know the name. Is that the one where it's like, please, sir, can I have another?
Please, sir, can I have some more?
Is that Oliver Twist?
I think so.
Okay. It's an early example of a social novel. Charles Dickens satirizes child labor and domestic violence. Wow, what a good thing to make satire of. Good job, Charles.
I mean, they've been making fun of, hard things for a long time. People shouldn't be, out of their minds when they do it today.
True. Well, I think satire also means it's not necessarily making jokes of, but it's like putting it in a different scenario to make it seem how ridiculous that it really is, to show the ridiculousness. So he could have been doing a good social service there. What is Oliver Twist about? Yeah, this is the poverty-stricken boy.
Yeah, it's the poor kids.
Struggling for survival, working for hard bosses.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got nothing, though. I don't know if you want to put an Oliver Twist character in this.
Poor kids? A bunch of orphans?
A bunch of poor kids.
Not really. Not something I want to do.
I don't want to talk about poor kids.
Twist.
Depressing.
Maybe there's a literal twist in the city. Like it's twisted.
Something. Let's talk about the center ring of, what was it? Treachery?
Treachery.
So I feel like treachery can go along well with twisted.
Yeah, okay.
They both start with T, so that's a good start here.
Uh-huh.
We've got a great base for something.
Very good.
Because they both start with T.
Mm-hmm.
So the original idea was that there was, just like Dante's Inferno, like a god king or something, who was this huge, gigantic, beast, humanoid form, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Who was in the middle, who kind of directed things from that. And he can twist around to see the whole
He can
kingdom.
Twist. He just turns himself.
He is the living eye of Mordor. Nothing can get past him.
He's the all-seeing twister.
Yeah. He's the twister god.
Mr. Twist.
Mr. Twist.
He can turn.
He's Mr. Fantastic.
Okay.
There's one option.
That's an option. That is an option.
That's a banger of an option.
Yeah.
That would add to visually, that would add to like the creepiness of it. If he only faced one way, but he could twist his head around,
His head turns in
Exorcist
circles.
style.
Yeah.
And see everything.
I mean,
anytime a crime's committed, he's wham right there looking at it.
Might be the best thing we got for this word. It's not a great word.
Not a great word, but that's kind of fun though. Like,
it does add a level of creepiness to our guy.
Yeah, because the idea of this city being a fairly normally functioning city with banks and markets and all this stuff, but there's this god creature who sits at the middle, who I think doesn't speak. That's what I'm saying now. Doesn't speak.
Not a talker.
Totally mute. Yeah, not a talker.
Not a big talker.
Totally mute, but somehow maintains control by the use of just like its judgmental gaze, I guess. Like like
Okay.
anytime crimes or debauchery or bad things are happening, it can turn around and looks in the direction, and maybe there's some sort of magical force or just like a wave of guilt comes out. Everybody in that
Yeah.
direction just suddenly feels shame, and they feel their hearts are heavy, like,
Yeah.
and that's when like, uh-oh, something's going down in this district
You
because I
got
feel like crap.
twisted.
Yeah, we're getting twisted,
Oh
boys.
no. Okay. I mean, that's cool. That's cool.
But that's how he like maintains control, is just, and maybe he's not the king, he's just like the arbiter, the judging arbiter. He's not the
Judging
ruler. He
arbiter.
just maintains the city's peace by simply gazing
Simply
and
gazing.
twisting his neck, his head.
Twisting. The act of twisting is what's keeping us safe.
Yeah.
But no one's really safe here.
No one. Well, or they're incredibly safe. See, it's a secure state, but that.
I guess, yeah, safe in what they know, because like safe from good things, because they're in a city full of bad things.
Right.
And so safe would be all that stuff continues as normal and you're safe. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
you're secure.
I would say, yeah, they're secure. That's a good way to put it. Like, probably the capital city of North Korea is very secure.
Yeah, like from the outside in, it's not, but from the inside, everyone's safe.
Right. I doubt that much crime, like theft, happens in whatever the capital city is of North Korea, right? Like, because if it did,
Yes.
it's you're dead.
Correct.
So it's very secure in that regard, but what's missing is the liberty, the freedom.
Yeah.
So that's the give and take of any society.
Yeah,
It's
my
liberty
thought
and
was
security.
like changing the society's view on this. So their normal debauchery is like their way of life. It's just how it goes. If someone were to do something that is considered right by our standards, so like if they were to stop a crime happening, people would feel unsafe in this place because they'd be like, wait, what's going on? Why are you doing that? Like, that's totally fair. That guy can steal from that guy. That's no problem. Why would you ever stop him? Like, you would be the bad guy for stopping something happening in this society.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? Because it's just so twisted.
Just so twisted and backward.
Yeah, it's backwards because every level is something else different. So if you were trying to be honest, then you would be looked at like you are the liar.
Yeah.
Because that's just how it is here. It is different.
So then the idea is like if you're in the sector of fraud, right? The bank sector, then like in order to play the game, you have to be thinking fraud at all times. So
yes,
these
you
banks
have to be trying to steal from the bank somehow, like frauding them out. Like
or the banks are, yeah,
that's what
like
they're doing to you.
their purpose is to fraud you, which
To steal your money. I mean, that's we just described
guys,
banks
that's
anyway.
the real world.
But this one, they're more upfront about it. They're saying, we're here to steal your money. If you put it in here, we will take it and it will be gone.
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, I don't have anyone else to put my money. And so you have to try to beat them at their own game.
Yeah. You have to really be good at, haggling and yeah, just playing the game in whatever sector you're in.
Right. And the second you stop playing the game, you look like you're a bad person.
Yeah. It'd be tough to run a city that way, but I mean,
It would be. But like the worse person you are, the better person you are in this place.
Yeah. Okay. So is all this still with this character in the middle, or are we taking that out?
No, he's still in the middle, twisting around, looking at people.
Okay.
But
So
the
he's still
look at
twisting
people,
around. The gaze is now.
it's still shameful gaze. It can still be that. They can still feel the same way.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason he's looking is maybe he found somebody doing something good. That's why you can feel it. And he's looking like trying to stop him.
Yeah. Yeah. That, or another option is his gaze is very just, like our sense of morality, just.
Okay.
And part of the game is doing these things while he's not looking.
Okay. So there's this like arbiter in the city in the middle.
Yeah, so it is. So it's a kind of like a fun contradiction where this city is uber corrupt and just bad to the core,
Oh,
but he is like this shining watchtower that it's part of the game for them to try and avoid.
that's fun because it makes the city so much more bad. Because if the guy in the middle was this fallen god king who was actually good and he's frozen in this lake of fire and all he can do is move his head around and he's like muted, silenced, everything.
Uh-huh.
Like he's just trying, he's surrounded, and they build this city of just terribleness around him, kind of to mock him.
Yeah, it's like mockery.
Yeah, that makes this place way more sinister and actually, I think, more interesting of a place.
It does make it really interesting if, like, yeah, he had lost some bet with a god or whatever thousands of years ago, and the followers of that god or whatever just built this city of sin around him.
Yeah.
To purely just to laugh in his face.
And you can't do anything about it except for like look at them and be like, you better feel bad.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, shame.
Yeah. Shame.
And he does his job well. Like he does shame people.
They do feel it,
all the time. People get caught all the time, but not enough because
they're playing the game. They're doing it.
And to them it is a game. We kept saying that, but now like it is they live for the game, like to defraud each other and lie and steal and cheat, but it's all under his watch.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's cool. I like that being like a curse for him.
That's cool. Yeah. How fun. We've got something good with this twist.
Yeah.
It's twisted.
It's a twisted city. He twists his head. We nailed that one.
Yeah, that's good. We got there. I'm going to read word number 3 right now.
Okay.
Because I don't think this is going to help us at all either.
We're so proud of ourselves, but people listening are like, that sucks.
They're like, this
but we're like, yeah,
stupid.
we killed it.
They're probably like, this exists already. It's literally this thing we just talked about.
Yeah.
The last book is also based off of a boy's name. The last word.
Okay.
Twain.
Marcus Twain.
Mark Twain.
DeMarcus Cousins Twain.
DeMarcus Cousins Twain.
LeBron Twain James.
Yeah, he wrote the book Adventures of Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn.
Uh-huh. Great books.
Yeah, have you looked at them recently?
Not recently. It's been a few years.
It's been a while for me.
I read them in college, so like 20.
I realized that there was such a prominent use of a certain word that I was not comfortable with hearing out loud.
There is.
I had forgotten that fact, and the only thing I did remember is that it was it's a fun adventure.
It's an adventure, yeah.
Between these two boys who have this bond. Not boys, one boy and one guy.
One guy. Yeah.
Anyway, and I got the audiobook and I was like, hey, on this car ride with my children, I'm going to listen to this audiobook.
Hit them with it.
And like the first sentence, they're like dropping it. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Maybe not yet. Not yet.
I think, personally, for your daughter, I think that's the perfect time to start. But while you're listening, you'd have to listen to it together and you have to have like active conversations of like teaching her about the time they lived in.
Yeah, that's like why does it feel okay in the book and it's not okay now? Like why is it different? Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it was a couple years ago when we did that and I was like, okay, we're not gonna do that.
I think she'd be ready for it now, but it'd have to be a curated experience. As for your other kids, probably not. They're too young.
No, they wouldn't even know what it is. They've never heard it, so it'd be like,
yeah. But I do think that to those listening, those books are still ultra important and everyone should read them as they are. Don't censor it. Don't do any of that stuff. I don't want no, new, whatever the Bible versions are, I don't want none of that.
Bible version of Mark Twain.
Yeah, get the pure classic version and read it as it is because it needs to be read that way.
Yeah.
And you need to read it in the context in which it was written. Because also that has some satire to it too, where it's like talking about the ridiculousness of the situation
Right.
and not making light of it, but there is some comedy to it too. So
Yeah.
it's a great book. Great books.
Yeah. Anyway, twain. So, do you want to know the actual definition of twain?
To split in twain? Yeah, sure. Hit me with it.
Split in twain.
I don't think that's okay.
Every time I hear it, that's what I.
The Cockney accent.
Yeah,
or whatever that was.
that's how it goes in my head.
Okay.
Well, twain. It says. What does it say? Where is it? It's not easily findable, apparently.
I have a definition on Merriam-Webster.
What does Webster's tell you?
The noun is twain, which simply just means two. It's the old way of saying two.
Twain.
One, twain, three. Yeah.
One, twain, three.
Could also mean couple or pair. The pronoun means like especially.
Especially two?
Yeah. Especially 2 fathoms, I guess. But they all just mean two. The adjective is just two.
Oh, so when they say split in twain, they mean split into two pieces.
Into two, yeah.
Oh,
So
that makes sense.
I think quite literally just is an old way to say two. But now the only use of it nowadays is split in twain. And even then we don't really, that's still kind of old.
And I only ever hear it used. I don't know why I think this. Maybe I don't ever hear it used. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I never hear this word used anymore.
Yeah.
But in twain, I relate it to rope. I don't know if you do as well. Like when you split a rope into two pieces. They like call the rope twain.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not what that is. It's still a rope. It's just in twain.
Yeah. And now that we've said twain so much, it's just to me thinking of a 2-year-old trying to say train.
Twain. Twain.
That's what it's devolved to in my mind. Look at the twain.
Yeah. Look at the twain. That means look at those two people over there.
Look at that's what your son's really
look at
trying
the
to say.
twain. He's more educated.
Look at that couple.
Yeah.
He's actually a little gentleman with a top hat.
Yeah, no one knows they're talking about. You know they're talking about him, right? It's
Yeah,
like
these kids
look at this. Look at this twain.
Look at this twain.
That's like a bad word.
Yeah.
Hey, you twain.
You twain. Maybe
like
I could see that. I could see
like
that
it.
being like a derogatory.
Yeah.
Like you idiot, you twain.
Yeah, you're such a twain.
I just keep thinking train though when I hear it. It's just like we're not saying train right.
Twain. Okay. Well, the word is twain, which apparently
twain.
just means two.
Just means two. But so I'm kind of just taking the phrase though, like split and twain.
A split and twain.
Split and twine. Yeah.
Split and twain, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Isn't it, bro?
Governor.
Governor.
We've already been told that our Australian accents are subpar.
Really?
We need to get a British author on here to correct us again.
Yeah. I have a friend who's from Britain.
I'm sure they would love to just come on here and be like,
I don't think I've ever done an accent before.
idiots.
Maybe I should try it on Monday. I'll try it
Yeah,
out.
that's a good idea.
See what happens.
That's a really good idea. When you see
temperature.
somebody who has a different accent, the first thing you should do as a white male is just be like, let me hit you with what I think you sound
Yeah,
like.
it just goes super hard in it. Like real hard.
Yeah, if you fully commit, then they can only respect it. There's no other outcome.
Yeah, it's like I'm not making fun of you. I just want to do my best right now. I'm just trying my best.
Just be like, hey, offense is taken, bruv. Not given.
Yeah.
Suck it up.
See what happens. They're like, are you
Yeah.
serious?
Yeah, just go full bore into your accent.
I'm working on my acting skills, okay?
That's a beautiful thing.
Can't blame me. I need to do voices. I'm a voice
Yeah,
actor in training.
Yes, say it like that. You're training to be a voice actor, so
Yeah.
sorry, but you gotta.
Sorry, not sorry, bruv.
You're the easel I'm currently painting on,
You're the easel.
my English friend.
You are my easel, and I
Yeah.
will paint you like all my little other paintings.
Oh, that's good advice to anybody out there who's listening. if you meet somebody who's of a different culture, ethnicity, language, hit them with it.
Just immediately. Don't even say anything
Immediately.
else. If they say hello in any language or accent, you just full send into that.
Right
accent.
back. Echo it right back to them.
Just fully commit.
Yeah.
Nothing will go wrong.
Yep.
At
What
all.
would Jerry do? He would send it.
Just send it.
Nothing will go wrong with that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe that's not fully endorsed advice, but hey,
If that's not, if somebody takes our advice literally there, that's on them. That's all I got to say. That's on
them.
you.
That's
on you, my friend, my listener.
That's on you, my sweet listener. Don't do it.
Sweet, innocent listener. That's on you.
Anyway, Twain. Can we write the Twain now?
Twain. So the first thing that comes to my mind is, to make it a little more grotesque, is this guy in the middle, this god king in the middle, is literally split down the middle as part of his curse, and so he looks gross. But that makes it easier to see with both eyes. The eyes can look separately.
They twist individually.
Because he's split down the middle.
Okay, that's gross.
He is in twain. What else do we got?
I don't know. Maybe there's like a part of the city that's trying to be better, and the city's split in twain. We're just using two things now.
It's just the city is split into two halves.
Maybe not two halves, but just one part, a little tiny part, and then the rest of it.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Or if we can build some lore, maybe there's a faction of quote unquote rebels who somehow name themselves something to do with Twain. Maybe their name is in Twain or something like that, because they want to, their ideals, their intention was to split.
The Twainers.
We're the Twainers.
The Twain Widers. Twain Widers.
We're the Twain Widers.
Maybe there is a train.
We're the Ghost Twain.
An actual train.
A train that goes through the city?
Yeah, and they ride the train. Or there's a place called Twain where there's just two of everything.
Okay. There's a different city called Twain.
Yeah, it's somewhere in the world. A place called Twain.
Maybe here's another idea.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this place, maybe our city is called Twain.
Okay.
And it's called that because there is an exact mirror underneath it. Kind of like you remember the Shadowlands cinematic, the WoW Shadowlands cinematic, how Ice Crown Citadel was looking up, but then when the sky broke, Ice Crown Citadel was also looking down from the top.
Yep.
Like the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's something like that, where there is an equal and opposite side of Twain. There's two of them.
Okay.
But somehow the more devilish side got to be like kind of on top, I guess, like on the planet side.
The world of the devilish one.
Yeah. Well, the devilish one came up to the regular world, and the normal one went down to like the devilish world, the underworld. If that makes sense.
So heaven's in hell.
Yes.
They switched places.
So it's called Twain.
Twain. The city of Twain.
The city of Twain.
Yeah, that's not bad, actually. I like that. Yeah, I do think that's kind of cool.
But
and
now,
you can see the people down there, or is it just like a kind of now? Not really, but it does exist.
It exists for sure on the same like plane dimension, like they're both existing at the same time in the same place, I guess.
Yeah, we're not alternate dimensioning. It's just a different level of the city.
Yeah.
It's like a reflection underneath the city.
Yeah, it's literally underground in the the actual physical space that is the underworld.
Yes.
And that also makes me want to expand more on the lore of the God King, where maybe he really is in half, and one half is up top and one half is down below.
Ooh, gross.
It is gross, but I mean, you don't have to put like his bloody guts aren't hanging out. Like you can just, maybe he's got like they soldered him so it looks like just iron, or whatever, like
Okay.
really nicely soldered. A
Yeah.
professional expert did it. It's got the good lines.
So he's just clean in half, like vertically, hot dog way.
Yeah. Well, if it was horizontally, you'd just have his little feet sticking out
Right,
on the other
that's what I was
side.
thinking. He's got feet on the bottom,
Yeah.
just dangling out. And
Well,
then
maybe you could do that. I don't know.
But hot dog way also is like he's half of a person on both sides. He's got one leg. Maybe
Yeah.
one half of him is person and the other half is like metal, all statuous. Statue like.
So it's more like two halves of his essence.
Yeah,
not
like
his physical being.
He is like split in half, like you said. But they've built for his second half, they've attached like you said,
I see. So both
him,
have
statue of the other side, just so he doesn't look gross.
Doesn't look totally gross.
Yeah.
That is an excellent idea. I like that. Here's another idea I just thought of. I'm just gonna shoot this out while
Okay.
it's on my mind. Going back to like the essences thing, it's half of his like spirit. So one half, the one that we've built out, is the one that's good, and they're playing the game with him. And the other half is the one that's evil. And maybe that half of the city is playing the opposite.
And it's
game,
on the good side. They're trying to turn it good.
but it's more survival down there. It's not a game to them. It's more survival because the good people are trying to escape the gaze of the evil God King down there.
Very good.
Something like that.
Very good. I like it. Yeah.
And maybe we could still actually do the physical, the metal half on both sides.
Yeah.
That would still work. I think that's a cool image still.
Yes. You have this metal man, half metal, half man.
Yeah.
Situation.
Yeah. I like that.
I like that a lot. That's cool. And maybe the whole city at some point twists where it like flip-flops in and out like every now and then. So like whatever part of the city is in the real world showing for a time and then it like flops over to the other side. Who knows why? But every now and then it does. And it allows more people to enter and like join in on whatever side they choose.
Yeah. They have to be careful to enter the city at the right time or else you'll be in for a bad time.
Yes. You'd be in for a bad time.
Yeah. That's kind of cool. It's a very fantastical city. So obviously
very fantastic.
Very fantastical world, but very colorful. But
it's
that's
cool
okay.
though. It's very cool.
It is kind of cool.
I'm in the business of cool.
I'm in the business.
The business
cool
of
things.
Red. And then it's right there.
The kids are going to love this.
Yeah.
The Gen Zers.
I like it. I'm satisfied. Are you satisfied?
Yeah, I'm pretty good with that. I like that a lot.
Good. Very good.
It's very much a Dante's Inferno based type world, but I mean, it's a cool book for a reason.
A lot of good stuff is based off of good stuff. So
a lot of cool mythology there. So
you can make this into a really cool thing somehow. Eventually.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's our time. We've hit our time for this one.
Okay.
And you've got nothing else. I've got nothing else. I wish,
Correct.
but I do want to say that if someone has something for this world, let us know. Hit us up on Instagram. Email us, do whatever. Let us know. If you have a better idea, if our idea was just not good, let us know. We would love to hear it. Or if you want to weigh in on any of the topics we've been talking about today, we went a little bit more outside of the frame than we usually do, but hey, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Just feeling it today.
I'm okay. I'm okay with the hate. Bring on the hate.
Bring it. Oh,
got a lot of comments on the TikToks I've made, so you can
you
can't bring me down, baby.
We also have TikTok, so
yeah,
check that out. Funny little clips there for you to enjoy. Hopefully you do. And if you came from the TikTok or from the Instagram or from our YouTube that we have now, welcome. Again, we do have a YouTube, so this episode and all other episodes will be posted there with our video so you can see us and you can enjoy what we look like while we're talking.
Enjoy these faces.
Anyway, wherever you're listening to this, like it, thumbs up it, comment on it, rate it, whatever you want to do. That would really help us out a lot, and we would really appreciate it. But yeah, that's it for this time. For Greg, I am Michael. This is Heroes and Thieves, and we will see you next time.
Bless up.